Hello, everyone. I think we've all said the wrong thing to the wrong person a few times. For example, when I was in high school, I'm at a big party. I meet a beautiful blonde girl. We're having a good time. I take her over to meet one of my best friends. I say, "Hey, this is Katie, most beautiful girl at this whole party." He says, "Actually, we've already met. That's my sister." The point I'm trying to make here is that if you're not careful and you don't know your audience, you can say something you're going to regret. When you're analyzing your audience, there are several factors to consider to help you avoid making a large social blunder while giving a speech and possibly blowing a presentation. Due to time constraints, I'm only going to be able to talk about three of the most important ones: age, religion, and culture. The first factor I want you to consider when you're analyzing your audience is age. Age is important not just for the delivery of your speech, but also for topic selection, and vice versa. Older people may not be able to see because they need glasses. They may not be able to hear as well. So you need to take that into consideration. Maybe use larger print for your handouts, large print for your slides, speak up. If there's children, if you're talking to children, you're going to have to do a lot to keep their attention. So it's important to consider age. Another reason for topic selection is that older people and younger people are going to have different goals and have different life experiences. Younger people are trying to save for their first car, their first house. Older people are trying to find out ways to keep their house after retirement and ways to make sure they make their money last long after they quit their job. The second factor I want you to consider when analyzing your audience is religion. It's hard to know what religion somebody is. They could be anything in the world. There's over 10,000 religions. It's hard to know. Some people see from the point of view of their religion. Take the death penalty, for example. The Bible teaches an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. So some people are going to always say that the death penalty is the right answer, regardless of whether or not it's effective in deterring crime. Not everyone inside of a religion is going to have the same exact religious beliefs. For example, some Muslims drink. So you need to remember those two things about religion when you're considering topics to give for a speech and what to say when you're wording your speech. The third factor to consider when you're analyzing your audience is their culture. It's often hidden. It's hard to know. Take, for example, if you're talking to a group, any Armenian for that matter, about a Turkish product, they're probably not going to be very receptive. And that's because there's a lot of history there. The Turks invaded Armenia and wiped out millions of them. So they're never going to probably ever be really receptive to your idea about the Turks having something they want. Another thing to consider with culture is they're going to have different attitudes, different beliefs. For example, in Iraq, we were taught to never ask a man about his wives or his daughters. If we wanted to know, we would say, "How is your family?" And that's just a difference in culture. They don't talk about things the way we do. And it's really important when you're wording your speech and when you're considering topics. You may not want to consider certain topics because of that. So, again, when you're analyzing your audience, there's a lot of factors to consider to help you avoid making a large social blunder. I'd like to thank you for your time and encourage you to check out my handouts. Thank you.